Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, my name is Angie, and today's video is going to be about my skin. This is going to be the history of my skin, my skincare regimen, and a little bit about the products that I've been using and things of that nature. I am not paid to say anything that I'm going to say, nor do I work for the company. This is all just me being me, telling you how these products worked for me and everything like that, and how I got from being like super lumpy, cystic, and everything like that all over my face to where I am now, where I only have maybe, I want to say like 4 blemishes on my face. But to tell you how I got here from when you first saw me in my full coverage acne routine. Also, I did want to mention that the only makeup that I'm wearing right now are my brows, and right now this one is just not cooperating, so please ignore it. And lastly, I just wanted to put this out there because I feel like if I don't address this now, that it's just gonna seem really weird and awkward throughout my whole video. I don't like the words zit and pimple. Like, it literally just like makes my skin crawl and it makes me cringe. I just think they're really ugly words and they just don't need to be spoken. So I will just be using the words blemish, bump, or spot, something along those lines, just not the P and the Z word. I like honestly cannot stand it. So, yeah, now that we have that all out of the way, I guess we will get started with this video. I will be leaving a timestamp as to when the product talk will be starting if you aren't interested in my skin and all of that good stuff. So, okay, let's do this. So, a little bit about my skin. I have sensitive, acne-prone, oily skin. Those I feel like always go hand in hand with each other. I've known this basically my whole life, and I just never knew it was going to get to the capacity that it did. I didn't have too many skin issues in high school. I did get a bump or a blemish every once in a while. It was just, you know, it was part of puberty, but it was never as bad as it got when I was younger. I want to say when I was 19 was when I had like the first full-on, like literally the top of my forehead to my chin breakout of just little bumps everywhere. And like, I kid you not, it was literally all over my face, and no matter what I did or could think to do, it was just there. It was not a pretty sight, and it was just not fun to deal with. I personally didn't wear makeup, or at least face makeup, before then, and then after that, that was the only thing I could think of to cover it up and address the issue and make myself feel better. I was definitely one of those people who was stupid enough to fall asleep in my makeup quite often, and honestly, there's no real excuse behind it except for the fact that I did feel like pretty, I guess you could say, when I woke up and I still had makeup on. I know it's completely stupid, and it's honestly one of the worst things you can do for your skin, but that's just the mentality that I had when I was going through this. Fast forward to maybe about a year later, or like around 2021, is when I started getting like cystic acne, like hardcore. I had never experienced it before then, and at that point with my acne, it was just like, holy shit, there's like big pockets of nastiness all over my face. And I was one of those stupid people who would like poke at it, and if it felt really squishy, or if it seemed like it had like a weak spot or a weak place on my skin, like where it felt really thin, I would lance it and drain it myself, and what I noticed was that led to those crater scars, or I think they're called ice pick scars as well, but basically the indented scars in my skin. And my cheeks are covered with them, and same thing with like my temples, and a little bit in between my brows, and it was just, you know, I didn't know what else to do than that, because I was just so uncomfortable with it. And if you've ever had cystic acne, you know how bad it hurts, and that was the easiest, fastest, and like, you know, most relieving way I could think of to get rid of all of it. Another thing was that I did see a dermatologist, or at least I saw a good handful of dermatologists while I was battling my acne before today, I guess you could say. I've had a handful of prescriptions, including pills, gels, creams. I've had to take those things or use those things, but for some reason I have this really like bad habit of not being persistent with pills. So the pills for me it was really hard to like constantly take them. I just like I could never have like a set time or a way to remind myself that I needed to take the pills. So after like a week or two, I would just lose my mind when it came to it. On the other hand, with the gels and the creams, for some reason, it wasn't that big of a deal for me to use them. Like, I never forgot to use those. It was just like part of my everyday routine where I was putting it on my face, and because I knew I had to do all these different things for my face, it just came naturally to include those into my routine. I don't know why that is, but it just was. And the thing with that was once I would run out of the gels or the creams that I was using, I wouldn't go for a refill. It was just like, oh, I'm done with it, I'm done. I have no idea what I was thinking when I was going through all of this, but that's like the big thing with the dermatologist that I can think of. Another thing is, I know that a lot of you have suggested for me to use Accutane, but I am one of those people that are totally against it. It's not like that it's like really bad or anything like that. It is honestly just like me mentally, I could not handle doing Accutane, mainly because of the fact that there's blood drawing, birth control with it, along with the side effects. I am not what you would call a very consistent, emotionally stable person. I have my ups and downs. I don't have, like, a mental issue, but seeing what a lot of people have gone through while taking that medication it just turned me off from it. It didn't make me feel like it was the choice for me. Along with the fact that I have this weird, crazy thought that it's going to mess with my fertility. I don't even take birth control because of it, or at least that thought that my fertility is going to be messed with, or that something is going to go wrong when it comes to when I become pregnant. So I don't know why that is, but I just don't want anything to mess with my fertility, my genes, or anything like that. I'm just weird like that. I did notice that a lot of people that do take Accutane, if you are super cystic acne prone, you get the crater scars galore, like all over your cheeks. At least that's what I've seen on Instagram. One girl who is taking Accutane or did take Accutane, her post-Accutane pictures, it's just really, really textured all over her cheeks, and I don't want that. So yeah, that's my little spiel, if you will, about Accutane and everything, but yeah, I will not take Accutane. So, as most of you know, I did post my full coverage acne routine about the end of May, and because of that video, I've gotten a lot of views on it. I think it's like over 250,000 views right now, and on top of that, like, I have gained so many subscribers, so I know that's like one of the videos that brought you guys to my channel. Along with the subscribers and the views, I was reached out to by Richard Gideon Hammond, who is the owner of Secretly Obvious, and he hand makes everything himself, from the soap to the oil blends. And he reached out to me and he's like, hey, I noticed that you're having, pretty intense skin issues. I have this product, would you like to try it out? After thinking about it and being like, I have tried all these things for myself, like a lot of drugstore cleansers and treatments, dabbled a little bit in high end, but because my budget isn't as big as some people's, I could not fully invest in like things like Sunday O'Reilly or like, philosophy and things like that. Like, I could only dabble so much, and when he was like, you know, I would like you to try these products, I have a 100% success rate, and within 6 months, I promise that your acne will be clear. I was like, okay, sure, you know, those are pretty big, bold claims, but I'm willing to take the risk to try this out. So I thought I would give it a shot. I thought I had nothing to lose, and I think the one thing that I was like, okay, you know, I really want to try this is what was like, what are the side effects, like things like that. And he's like, this is not going to hurt you more than if you were to like use lettuce on your face. So I was like, okay, I'm on board, I'm going to do this, and here we are now. I guess we will talk about the products that I was sent and everything and go from there at this point. So here we go. He sent me some stuff to try and everything, and it was basically a 2-step process, starting with the soap and ending with the oil. So the original bar of soap that I got is actually about twice the size of this, and it's a pretty decent hunk of soap. Like, the one that I had originally, I am down to like little nubs that are like no bigger than that, and they're like getting pretty thin. I want to say they're about that thin now. So this is basically what the soap looks like. And with this soap, it smells really good. Like, it smells really natural. Like, you know, you don't smell like chemicals in this soap whatsoever. And I think it has like peppermint oil along with some other essential oils in it. And with this soap, I feel like it cleansed my skin really well. I noticed when I would be wearing makeup and everything, I would just double cleanse with this and my skin would feel just like, not stripped, but very clean. And mind you, when I wash my face, I don't wash my face in the shower, and I don't have a shower filter or anything like that. I take the time to do like a separate session where I wash my face. This way I don't get any of my hair products on my face and everything, but that's just me being me and really weird. But yeah, I don't have like a filter on my sink or my shower or anything. I just used whatever was coming out of the tap with this soap, and it would clean my skin really, really well. So I would get it to a pretty thick lather and everything, and then just from top of my forehead to all of my neck, I would just scrub it in there and just, you know, work it into my skin. And I've never had any issues with it. Even if I were to wear makeup or anything like that, like the Juice Beauty CC cream that I mentioned in my favorites video and everything, even with that or any powders, if I were to wear any, it literally gets everything off. It also takes off my brow makeup really well. It does not work very well on mascara, I will tell you that now. Like, no matter how much I try to like gently scrub around my eyes and everything, this soap is just very bad at removing mascara. So I would use like a separate eye makeup remover to take off that. And it was only after like the first 2 or 3 weeks that I felt like my skin was getting a little dry from using this soap. But since then, my skin doesn't feel stripped anymore or anything like that. It just feels like a good clean. Not too squeaky clean, but not like I didn't feel like I did anything to my face. Just very clean. So the first formula I was sent was the Intense Acne formula, and this is the bottle that I was sent. This is not how it came, of course. Just the oils ate at the label, so now it is totally illegible. But this one has Pomarosa, jojoba, and orange oil. And with this one, what I loved about it was definitely the smell. Yes, oh my god. This one smells very strongly of orange oil, and that is something that I very much enjoyed about it. It made using this product in particular really easy because it made it a pleasant experience for me. And this bottle itself lasted me about 6 weeks or maybe 7, and I enjoyed using it. Like, when I started using it, it was just great to go from having like a 20 to 25 minute skin routine down to maybe even 5 to 10. And I did notice initially that my skin was taking to it, but I know that the second week that I was using this, I was PMSing and I freaked out. But it was just, my skin hormonally being really angry. Not necessarily what I was doing to my skin, but just it was angry because, that time of the month really just irritates everything. But this one was really good on my skin. I did notice that after I had left it and it heated up, to be honest, I think when we took our trip to go see some family and everything like that, the heat in the car may have messed with this, so I lost a little bit of the potency from the oils. Whenever heat and essential oils come together, it basically ruins the oil. It's like when you leave coconut oil, like extra virgin coconut oil, and it melts and everything like that, like it kind of ruins the oil. It's the same thing with this. Towards the end of the bottle, it wasn't working as effectively as it was when I first started, but it still worked pretty well for my skin. So after getting pretty far down the bottle, I asked Richard, I was like, hey, I'm running out of the formula and everything. Do you mind sending me another bottle? And sent me the Acute skincare formula. This is the one with the yellow label, as you can see. And this one has tamanu, orange, and clove oil in it, along with, of course, the base secret blend. And with this one, it gives like a very intense cooling sensation initially, and it has a completely different smell. Like, it's a very strong clove and orange oil scent to it. I've never smelled tamanu oil before, so I don't know if that's like a big part of the scent as well. But with this one, I feel like it worked a little better with my skin. I noticed that this one sunk into my skin a lot easier and a lot faster, and the thing that scared me about this when I first started using it was that initially my skin purged really, really bad, and like I literally had a breakout from like the corners of my jaw all the way around, and it felt like a big red irritated beard of acne basically. And I freaked out so bad about it that I was just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, do I need to stop using this? Do I need to just like suck it up and keep going? Like, what do I do about it? And about 3 weeks into using this oil, it all just like overnight went away. It was really, really weird. And from there, my skin just smoothed out almost completely. Like, it just went from being like a little bumpy every once in a while to just like smooth skin, and it has been lightening my scars really, really well and really, really fast. As you probably have seen in my foundation routine, like how like uneven and how red my skin was, and it was just a hot mess on my face. And I feel like this one, out of both formulas, worked a lot better and a lot faster for me. Like, at this given moment, like, I only have a couple spots on my face, which is freaking crazy to me, because I was one of those people that every day I had a new breakout, and it was just unsightly. And now it's just like, they're pretty small, or at least to me they seem pretty small, and it's just, they're not big, they're not super duper red, like Rudolph red on my face, but it's nothing, like, as bad as it used to be. Like, I know this one right here below my brow is pretty obvious, but that one, I think, has got, like, came and it's going pretty fast. I think this has only been here for, like, 2 days, and it's pretty much, like, starting to settle down and get even with the rest of my skin. The other one that I have for sure is this one on my chin, and then I have these here on my neck that just, for some reason, they're just being really stubborn and they're not going away. And then I think there's one right here, and I think one right here as well. But given the circumstances, I am PMSing, or I'm on my girly week right now, So it's honestly not that bad. When it comes to like my hormonal breakouts and everything, my jawline just flares up completely. My chin gets ridiculous, especially on this side. This side of my jaw used to break out so bad at like that time of the month that I would cry. And I would just be like, okay, there's makeup for this. And I would pile on the makeup. And now it's just like, okay, it's just a bump and everything. It's just a weird adjustment that I'm having to make because I didn't know what it was like to have clear skin. So I'm gonna like come really close to you guys so you guys can see my skin and everything, to see like that there is no bumps. There's really just, it's pretty smooth and flat all the way around, like especially on my cheeks where, that's where my biggest problem areas were. But it is all just scarring that's left behind right now, and this is like almost half the darkness, I want to say, of what it used to be. But this is all just scarring, and there's no bumps. So like a lot, like across this part of my background, you can see that there's nothing raised or lifted or anything. It's just pretty smooth and flat. Same thing with this side of my face. It's pretty, like, yes, it's pretty scarred and everything, but it is nowhere near as bad as it was. And again, like, there's no bumps on this side of my face whatsoever. It's just smooth. My forehead's the same way. My forehead has always been pretty clear, but there's no bumps or anything on it, and it's been great to see, like, no lifting in the texture of my skin. With under my jawline and on my neck, it's still pretty scarred, but it's still lightening with the days. Like, this is how dark my scars usually get, or how, like, the ones on my face were. And, like, compared to how they are right now, it's pretty light. At least, maybe it's just me, but yeah, this is where my skin is sitting right now. So, I mean, it still looks pretty, like, intensely scarred, but it is nowhere near as bad as it was. And the fact that, like, without makeup, my skin looks pretty even in tone. Like, even though my neck is pretty pasty and my face is red right now, it's like an even tone red. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like I'm losing sight of where I'm going with this. But my skin feels and looks and just everything is so much better than it used to be, and I think I have to owe it to the Secretly Obvious line, because without it I wouldn't be where I am right now. But overall, this whole experience has been eye-opening and relieving, and just like one of the best things that I've ever gone through. I never thought that I would get to clear skin this quickly and this well. Like, does that make sense? Like, I never thought I would be sitting here today with practically clear skin and being able to share, like, how I got there. Now, the big question is, would I recommend this to you guys to try it out? And my answer to that is, it depends on you, honestly. It might upset a couple people, and, it might sound a little harsh, but with these products, because they are so strong and because there is a pretty intense purging phase, you have to be very strong-minded. I feel like if you don't have that strong mentality behind yourself, that this is going to be really hard for you. The thing with these products is that it does take a toll on you emotionally. At least that's one thing that I've experienced, and same thing with one of my friends that is using this product as well. There's an intense purging process with this, like I have said God knows how many times, but because of that, it eats at your self-esteem if you look in the mirror a lot, or at least that's how I felt. you have to be very strong-minded but very consistent. You can't just stop because, you know, you see it getting worse or you feel like your skin's just getting really, really bad and it's not going to get any better. If you stick it out and you just keep using it and you keep going with it and you, like, you know, you keep telling yourself that, yes, this is going to get better, and yes, this is going to be great, I'm going to get to clear skin, or I'm going to get to plump, supple skin, or I'm going to be acne free. As long as you have that positive mentality, the whole at least 3 months with it, I believe that it'll work really, really well for you. It is recommended that you use a shower filter and everything, so this way you're getting clean filtered water to wash your face. For me personally, I just wanted to see what it would be like to maintain my lifestyle, like not changing anything about my lifestyle, how it would affect my skin and my results and everything. And I think considering that I do eat crap for food and that, you know, I don't have a filter on in my shower or in my bathroom or anything like that, that getting results like this has been amazing. I can only assume that if you do have a shower filter and if, you know, you have one of those top-notch, like, really good diets, and, you know, you have to somewhat avoid makeup altogether, or at least face makeup altogether. This way it doesn't, like, interact with the oils and, you know, create some mess on your face, that this can only work amazingly well for you. But yeah, I mean, this has been a great but very lengthy experience for me, but I wouldn't have it any other way. This is one of the only things that has actually minimized how bad my hormonal breakouts get and everything. My plans for right now, I have another bottle of the Acute formula, and I'm going to continue using it and see how my skin does with it. And see how much further the lightening of my scars can go. And as far as makeup goes, I'm keeping it to a minimum, like only wearing makeup when I absolutely need to, or at least like when I want to look nice, not wearing it on an everyday basis. Like literally the only thing that I do every day are my brows right now, and I'm okay with it. Like if I had to run errands or like, you know, go to the grocery store or something, I don't feel the need to pile on makeup on my face anymore, and it's relieving. It's nice to, like, you know, have that extra time to, like, make a cup of coffee or eat a snack or watch a YouTube video. But for the time being, like, being face makeup free and just worrying about, like, my brows and my eyes has been very liberating and very, like, nice. It allowed me to work on my brow game and be able to make my makeup work for me in a way where I can draw attention away from my face. So, yeah. I think at this point I'm rambling, so I guess we will end this video on this note. I will link everything down below, including the formulas, the soaps, even just the Secretly Obvious website in general, so this way if you're interested, you can go check it out and everything. Of course, if you have any questions or anything like that, you can always comment in the comment section below, or you can direct message me on here, or Instagram, or even snap me on Snapchat and everything like that. Don't be afraid to talk to me about this, or talk to Richard. Richard's always available to help you guys out as well if you are interested in the products. So I will leave all his information down below as well. And I think that'll do it for this video, guys. So please subscribe if you haven't, like this video if you did, and you can always follow me on other social media like Snapchat and Instagram at jehbuu, the same way it's spelled here. Yeah, again, if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, or concerns, just leave them down below for me and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And yep, that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. This was like a very nerve-wracking video to make and everything, but I did want to share this with you guys so you know what's up. So thank you again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!